Hello and welcome to Breakfast All Day. I'm Matt. That's Alonso. That's Christy. There is a movie based on, of all things, a Twitter thread called Zola. I have unfortunately not been able to see this yet. I'm dying to see it, but they have. Alonso and Christy will tell you all about it.
Yes, it's really fun, and until it's not. And I dug it. Yeah. So Taylor Paige and Riley Keough co-star as strippers who go on a road trip together to Florida. It's supposed to be easy money over the course of a couple of days in Tampa, and then they'll go back home. And nothing goes as planned. And it's an insane movie, but it is rooted in a very recognizable current state of America. It's based on a Twitter thread. And so part of what's fun about it is the unreliable narrator element of it, because you don't know what really happened and what didn't. And then it switches perspective partway through, which I love. And you hear a different version of the story. And basically it's how they go to Florida, and what should be just fun and easy gets darker and weirder and more dangerous, but they also kind of take the bull by the horns and make it work for them. I love the chemistry between Taylor Paige and Riley Keough. What Riley Keough is doing here is, initially it might seem a little offensive because she is a white woman who dresses and talks and co-ops African-American culture in a way that at first seems shocking. And then you realize it is a satire of people in the world who are actually like that. And she nails that so brilliantly in ways that are hilarious and also kind of sad and pathetic. I love their chemistry. I really like Colman Domingo as their driver and more. It's got a lot of shades of Spring Breakers to it and the Florida Project to it. But it's very much its own thing.
Ingrid Goes West, I was thinking about a little.
Ingrid Goes West, remind you of that too? Okay.
Well, just because it's so much a movie, I think about how people use social media and what they get out of social media, and how it sort of has changed the way that people live and the way they communicate and the maybe public aspects of their lives.
Okay, yeah, so that's a good point. Directed and co-written by Janicza based on this Twitter thread, as you mentioned. She also did Lemon, and she's got a really great observational eye for seedy Florida, but also just America in general. And so while it is this wild and candy-colored and fun road trip movie, there is this undercurrent, which is increasingly clear about racial and economic disparity, what it takes to be a woman and survive and make your way in America today. The score from the great Mika Levy does a lot to create a chilling mood as the film goes on. She did Under the Skin. She does such great subtle, such great work, synth work to create an unsettling mood.
She also, I love the way that the score incorporates elements of things that are actually happening. So the Twitter dings on people's phones. There's a scene where they get out of the car and someone is bouncing a basketball, but he's bouncing it in this exact rhythm where you realize, oh, this is part of the music. And it's I just thought that was really an exciting choice.
Yeah, I really dug it. It takes some dark turns, but they're all of a piece. It blends tone quite seamlessly, and I enjoyed it. What'd you think, Alonso?
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's the road trip that goes very, very off the rails, and it's disturbing, but at the same time you find comfort in the fact that well, she's telling the story. So obviously nothing too awful has happened, because this is, we know the ending is her writing this 140 tweet thread about what went down.
Although we have to remember that Casino fucked with us that way.
Oh, that's true. You're right. But so, yeah, no, it's interesting. I mean, Janicza co-wrote it with Jeremy O'Harris, who did Slave Play on Broadway. And I think their perspectives about, women and America and a lot of different things, I think, mixed together in a really interesting way. This is a film that it's about sex work, but I think beyond that, it's sort of about, the emotional labor of women in a lot of ways, what they're expected to put up with, who they're expected to, make money for and why. There's an amazing sequence where Zola basically, like, literally explains, what's the Riley Keough's character's name?
Stephanie
Literally explains Stephanie's worth to her. That is really interesting. I mean, this is it's a movie that you could argue like is trying to say a lot of stuff and isn't necessarily saying any of it, but it's not saying any of it in a way that is like handed to you on a platter. You are left to sort of infer a lot based on what you're seeing, on what you're hearing, what's being discussed, how things are unfolding, who is exploiting whom. Stephanie has this feckless boyfriend played by Nicholas Braun who's just a moron, and he too like is mostly incommunicative, and then when he is communicative, it's in the same sort of like weird cultural appropriation of black jargon. Like there's an entire scene where he just says yo over and over again trying to get something out, and he can't get anywhere, so he just keeps saying yo. This is a fascinating movie, and I think I'm interested to see what the discussion around this movie is now that people are starting to see it.
I want to read Black critics on this.
For sure.
I want to know what they think about the cultural appropriation and how it's used. I mean, Janicza Bravo is Black.
Yeah, both the writers and the director are
Panamanian.
Black. Yeah.
I love what happens with Colman Domingo's character, and he's sort of emblematic of what's happening with all these characters, in that the version of yourself that you think you need to present to the world to be successful. Right. And how you suppress your authentic self because you think you have to make money by being a version of yourself that people want you to be. Like that's a thing that this movie explores. It's really interesting.
Totally. And I've said it before, I think Colman Domingo is just one of the most interesting actors working right now. So he's exciting and unpredictable. And Riley Keough, you're right, is doing a lot of she's got it's less of the, except for a few moments where she gets to be the narrator, like this is Zola's story all the way, but she really still makes that character alive in a lot of ways, even though she's not the one in control of the narrative. It's fascinating. I think people should see it.
Yes, I'm saying 8.
I said 7.
Yep.
7.
7.5 is our number. This is from A24. Where can you see this?
It is exclusively in theaters for right now, but I imagine by the end of the summer it'll be streaming.
Cool. Go see it.
Yes. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us at BeFast All Day on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. We are roaring through Disney Plus's Loki, getting ready for Ted Lasso season 2, which is our first time tackling the show, but we're down for it. And Christy, are we out of Marvel Mondays yet?
We're in the end game now. We are inevitable. Yes, we have made it to Endgame, and then the following week is Spider-Man: Far From Home, and then we're going to do Black Widow right after that, and it will have been out for about a week and a half at that point. So I feel like maybe it's okay to go into everything that happens at that point. So anyway, we're getting real close, and then we're going to do Howard the Duck.
Really?
I've talked Nick into it. Yes.
Oh my!
We should all do Howard the Duck.
You want to join us for Howard the Duck? Okay, we can all do it together.
Maybe be convinced. Yeah, there's a lot of really embarrassing Marvel adaptations, like David Hasselhoff, Nick Fury. There's the Matt Salinger Captain America. Yeah, there's some doozies.
There's that terrible Swamp Thing from a few years ago. No, I'm sorry.
That's Marvel.
Man Thing. Sorry, no. There's a Man Thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoever knows fear burns at the touch of the Man Thing.
Yeah, there's a Man Thing from a few years back. Yes,
this is that one.
Yes, also the
Corman
double
Fantastic
issues
Four,
of Man Thing with the most
giant size Man Thing.
What are we talking about here, you guys?
Marvel used to do these.
I'll send you the picture.
These extended issues where it'd be like one sort of new 25-page story, and the rest
so
would
it'd be like giant size
stuff.
X-Men,
giant size Spider-Man, but they had giant size Man Thing.
Giant size Man Thing.
Saw the movie. Anyway,
12-year-old boys out there.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good week. Take care of yourselves and each other. We'll be back next time. Bye.